Good evening. The regular council meeting for the city of Copperas Cove held December 2nd, 2025 is called to order at 6 o'clock. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Mayor, the invocation and pledge of allegiance first.
Oh. Let me look at this a little closer. It says call to order. We're called to order. And now the invocation by Ms. Hart, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you.
If you could please bow with me in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this day. Continue just to watch over our families, and thank you for watching over us every single day and the continued grace that you show us. We ask that you watch over our first responders and our families, and watch over the decisions that we make on the council that are so crucial in determining the goings on for the cities. And thank you again for everything that you bless us with. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen. Please join me in the pledge for our nation's flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And to the state flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one indivisible. Please be seated. Now, Madam Secretary, will you please call the roll?
Mayor Yancey,
Here?
Christina Strophus,
Here.
Rita Hogan,
Here.
Howard Hawk,
Here.
John Hale,
Here.
Del Treadway,
Here.
Vanya Hart,
Here,
Jack Smith.
Here.
All right. Item D, announcements. Ms. Strauss.
None for me, Mr. Mayor.
None for me, sir.
No, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I have some announcements.
Okay.
This Friday at, let me back up. This Friday at 6 p.m. at Santa Fe parking lot, which is the parking lot downtown right next to the railroad tracks. We will be having the Christmas tree lighting ceremony as part of the Christkindl Mart. The following week on December 9th at 6 p.m., City will be hosting the first Christmas in the park at City Park. And please come out and enjoy the new walking trail around the pond, as well as the Christmas decorations that will be out there also. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ryan.
I have nothing,
John?
sir. Thank you.
Nothing,
Mr. Mayor.
I don't have anything, Mr. Mayor.
Jack?
Just to add on to what Ryan had spoke about, Christkindl Mart is this weekend, December 5th through 7th in downtown Copperas Cove. There will be a parade on December 6th, a lighted Christmas parade at 6 p.m. going down Avenue D. There's live music, food trucks, fun, and contests all weekend. So come out and enjoy Christkindl Mart in downtown Copperas Cove. Tree lighting ceremony, as you said, is Friday evening.
Mayor, I do have one more. I apologize.
Go ahead.
On December 8th at 7 p.m., if you want to come watch, the Copperas Cove Police Department challenge the Lady Dogs volleyball team. That's occurring at the Copperas Cove High School in the main gym, 7 p.m. It is a donation event, so bring goods for donation as part of that. It's a fundraiser. So, thank you.
All right. We move to item E, Citizens Forum.
At this time, citizens will be allowed to speak for a length of time not to exceed 5 minutes per person on any item which is listed on the agenda and items not listed on the agenda. 30 minutes total has been allotted for this section. Pursuant to Section 551.042 of the Texas Open Meetings Act, any deliberation or decision about the subject of inquiry which is not listed on the agenda shall be limited to a proposal to place the subject on the agenda for a subsequent meeting.
All right. Is there anyone to speak during Citizens Forum? Mic on.
He said to try again, George.
Is this work? Okay.
No.
George McMaster, 1101 Magnolia Avenue. From the 2008 ruling in Lowenberg v. Dallas, Though the city is a home rule municipal corporation with broad powers of city government, citing Gates v. City of Dallas, 1986, and Article 11, Section 5 of the Texas Constitution, it cannot impose regulatory fees that are really taxes prohibited by the Constitution. Based on arguments given to me by an anonymous source, I make the following. The Street Maintenance Fund, by public appearances, is meant to raise revenue for the maintenance of city streets. Its calculations are based on property classification, square footage, and the predicted amount of trips each business receives in any given period of time, and not based on the regulatory costs of maintaining city streets. The calculations and the fees imposed per those calculations appear to be more of an ad valorem tax that was not lawfully imposed in accordance with the laws of imposing such. In regards to an occupation tax argument, I base this off Builder Recovery Services LLC v. Lestlake, the aforementioned 2008 ruling in Lowenberg v. Dallas, in Attorney General opinion, Juliet Mike 338, Jim Maddox, back, I think 1982, I don't remember the exact date, but is issued under Attorney General Jim Maddox. Any fee meant to raise the revenue is a tax regardless of how you present it. As the businesses of this city are required to pay a tiered fee based on the type of business and the amount of business they conduct according to these trip calculations. It appears this fee is not a regulatory fee meant to offset street maintenance costs, but an occupation tax meant to raise revenue that is prohibited under Article 8, Section 1, subsection Foxtrot of the Texas Constitution. Now, I checked the city charter if there was any taxing authority to begin with on this one. The city's taxing authority per Section 9.01 of the charter comes from the state constitution and the general laws of this state. There is no provision for this program to be a tax under any provision of the charter. I looked. There is a manner and method to imposing ad valorem taxes under the Constitution and state law. That was not done here. There is a manner and method to imposing a street maintenance charge via sales taxes under state law. That was done previously by the city. I don't remember exactly when, but I know it was done by the city a few years ago. But it wasn't done here. It has long been held under municipal occupation taxes are unconstitutional. Unfortunately, it could be argued that this program is a violation of a aforementioned provision. Because the Street Maintenance Fund imposes a revenue-generating tax, then a fee to offset the regulatory costs of maintaining city streets, state tax law and court precedent do not give a favorable light to this whole thing. As such, it is reasonable for me and anybody else interested to conclude that there was no authorization under the city charter, state law, or even from the voters of Copperas Cove to enact such a tax, and the business portion of this program could be considered an illegal occupation tax. I urge City Council to direct city staff not to enforce this thing as a tax and to repeal it as soon as possible. I also urge Council, should it desire to do so in the future, to lawfully impose such a tax, provided the tax itself is in compliance with Texas law and the Texas Constitution.
All right, anyone else to speak during Citizens Forum?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and council members. My name is Jeffrey Burke. I'm a citizen of Killeen. I'm here about the ban that I received from Hills of Cove Golf Course. To let you, I would rather just read this. I've sent both the email to the city manager and to you, Mr. Mayor, and with no response yet. I am right to formally dispute the appeal and ban that recently was placed on me at the Hills of Cove Golf Course. I have played at this course for over 17 years with the same group, have never had any issues at the course. I haven't been notified verbally or in writing that I was banned. The first time I was told of any such ban was during a phone call that I received 19 November 25 from the course manager, Tyler Morrison, saying that I was no longer allowed, not banned, no longer allowed to play at the course per Jeff Stoddard. No written notice was provided, no explanation was given, and no due process was offered. This lack of notice and procedure is inconsistent with city policy and with the requirements for restricting a citizen's access to public facility. The incident involving the golf cart occurred almost a year ago. I believe it's over a year now. Your city pressed charges. I turned myself in to be arrested for backing into a golf cart. I gave my statement to the police. I spent 4 hours in a cell. The district attorney dismissed the case. No charges, no violations. I played at the course 3 different times with my buddies, some of them here tonight, that I've played with for almost 18 years on Veterans Day. I am a veteran with 40 years, both as in service and as a DOD civilian. This severity of this is, I know, is not right. No one contacted me. No one talked to me. I know that I made a mistake. I backed into that golf cart, and I made a horrible decision because I didn't see there was no severe damage to the golf cart. I snapped the front back on. I was late for a date, and that's not an excuse. But I was signed for the golf cart as per the golf cart rules on the deal that I'm responsible for any damage found on that golf cart. The next morning, I wasn't contacted by the golf course or the manager. I was contacted by a friend that I was due to play there the next morning. They said they were banned from the golf course and could not play because I had hit a golf cart. And I said, yes, I have, and I'm on my way there. I got there, the police showed up, I gave a statement, and I was told that I wasn't allowed to play anymore, and I begged the course to allow my friends to play because they had nothing to do with it. And finally, I guess they got the release to play, and I went home, quite upset that with myself and that I had to talk to police over backing into a golf cart. It's very troubling that I was looking for the future of maybe buying a home in Cove and that being my home course. Today, that is not the case. And I will finish this statement with, I am therefore requesting immediate review and reversal of this ban. A copy of written policy used to justify banning a citizen from a public golf course. A copy of all records, emails, notes, and internal communications that include my name or the playing partners that I play with. The cart incident correspondence involving my name, of course, a meeting with you guys, the administration, to assure that this is handled fairly. And that's all I want. I've played at this course. I've had these friends forever. We served together. And I boycotted after was arrested and didn't play there for a year. And the only reason I came back for Veterans Day was because of my friends. And I think that's very important to all of us. And this is a formal request under Freedom of Information Act, Public Records Act, for all documentation required regarding this matter. I look forward to your timely response. Thank you very much.
All right, anyone else to speak during Citizens Forum?
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, City Council. I'm a representative of WBW, and I wanted to just introduce myself.
Okay.
My name is Tara, for our action item H4, and we just wanted to let you know we heard your concerns last week, and instead of drawing this out over months and months of negotiation and stuff, we just decided to go with what was suggested at the 0% for the CCN transfer fee. We wanted the city to feel comfortable with us, and we want to start this project off on a good foot. So if you have any questions for me afterwards, or let me know.
Thank you. Anyone else to speak during Citizens Forum? All right, we will close Citizens Forum and move to item F, consent agenda.
All matters listed under this item are considered to be routine by the City Council and will be enacted by one motion. There will not be separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. Item 1, consideration and action on approval of City Council's strategic planning session meeting minutes for November 14th, 2025. Lisa Wilson, City Secretary. Item 2, consideration and action on approval of City Council workshop meeting minutes for November 18th, 2025. Lisa Wilson, City Secretary. Item 3, consideration and action on approval of City Council regular meeting minutes for November 18th, 2025. Lisa Wilson, City Secretary. Item 4, consideration and action on ordinance number 2025-41, amending the Personnel Improvement Plan for FY 2026-2030 and the position listing for FY 2025-26. Ariana Beckman, Director of Budget. Item 5, consideration and action on approval of ordinance number 2025-42, amending the fiscal year 2025-2026 budget for the City of Copperas Cove. Ariana Beckman, Director of Budget.
Thank you, Lisa. Council, is there any item you wish to pull and consider separately? All right, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I make a motion that we approve consent agenda item F1 through 5.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Hawk, seconded by Manya. Okay. All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We move to item G, public hearings and action.
A governmental body shall allow each member of the public who desires to address the body regarding an item on an agenda for an open meeting of the body to address the body regarding the item at the meeting before or during the body's consideration of the item. Item 1, public hearing and action on ordinance number 2025-43 to amend the future land use plan by Ray Don Clayton and D. Bar C. Holdings LP from retail to residential land use for Lampasas County property IDs 8956 and a portion of 8949, consisting of 10.73 acres generally located at 1624 West US Highway 190, Copperas Cove, Texas. Bobby Lewis, Development Services Director.
Thank you. The time is 6:18 for this public hearing matter.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Over the past several months, the applicant has experienced difficulty with selling their home to potential buyers, as lenders will not loan funds to secure a mortgage to purchase the property as a single-family home due to the commercial land use and zoning currently in place on the property. The reason for this request is to align the existing land use, which is residential, by amending the future land use plan map from retail commercial to low-density residential land use to allow the applicant an opportunity to sell their property to a potential buyer that needs to secure a mortgage for the purchase of the single-family home. On November 24, 2025, the Planning and Zoning Commission voted 4-2 to recommend approval to the City Council to amend the future land use plan map from retail commercial to low-density residential land use. With that, city staff and the Planning and Zoning Commission recommend approval of ordinance number 2025-43 as requested.
All right. Thank you, Bobby. Is there questions, council, for Bobby? All right. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to speak on this public hearing matter?
Hello. Okay. George McMaster, 1101 Magnolia Avenue. I support it, and I get there's a regulatory need for a public hearing and all this other one, but sometimes maybe it's a bit much. And it's not a specific criticism of the thing. I'm just like maybe from a logical standpoint. Just let it happen. But yes, I do understand there's a point to it. But yes, I do support it.
Anyone else to speak on this public hearing G1 matter? All right, we will close the public hearing at 6:21. Council, is there action to be taken on this?
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we approve item G1, ordinance number 2025-43.
I'll second.
Motion made by Mr. Hogg, seconded by Ms. Hogan. Council, any questions? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. We move to item G2.
Public hearing and action to approve ordinance number 2025-44 to rezone property by Raydon Clayton from HC to District to RE District for Lampasas County Property ID 8956, consisting of 1.834 acres, and D-Bar C Holdings LP from HC District to AG District for a portion of Lampasas County Property ID 8949, consisting of 8.896 acres generally located at 1624 West US Highway 190, Coppers Cove, Texas. Bobby Lewis, Development Services Director.
All right, thank you. The time is 6:22 for public hearing item G2.
Mayor and council, the applicant's property located at 1624 West US Highway 190 is a single-family residence having an incompatible high commercial zoning district. The reason for this request is to align the existing land use and to rezone the property to allow the applicant an opportunity to sell their property to a potential buyer. On November 24, 2025, the Planning and Zoning Commission voted 4-2 to recommend approval to the City Council to rezone the property from HC Heavy Commercial District to RE Rural Estates District. With that, city staff and the Planning and Zoning Commission recommend approval of ordinance number 2025-44 as requested.
All right, council, we have questions for Mr. Lewis. All right, is there anyone in the audience wishing to speak on this public hearing matter?
George McMaster, 1101 Magnolia again. Just for consistency's sake, I support it.
Anyone else to speak? All right, the time is 6:23. We'll close the public hearing. Council, we have any action to be taken on this item?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
recommend approval of ordinance 2025-44.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Treadway, seconded by Mr. Hale. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. All right, that concludes public hearing matters. We move to item H, action items.
Item 1, Quarterly Activity Report for the Heart of Texas Defense Alliance. Keith Sled, Executive Director of the Heart of Texas Defense Alliance.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council, City Manager, and staff. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving, and I want to wish you Merry Christmas early. I don't know that I'll see you again before Christmas, but
See you next year.
but hope you all had a chance to relax and spend some time with your friends and your family. So this is just a list of projects we're working on. I'll talk about a few of them. These are the updates for you. Back in November, the Army formally announced a program called Project Janus that will place small modular nuclear reactors on key military installations for energy resiliency. Now these, when I say small, these are 20 megawatt and below. So Fort Hood's average daily requirement's about 35 megawatts. So it's be backup power for the installation. You'll see the list of the 9 installations are not in any priority. That's just, they're alphabetically listed up there. Of the ones that are being considered, they'll make a decision on who's going to get the first ones between now and the spring, and in the spring, they'll make those site selection announcements. It is a good thing. The 20 megawatt reactors are about the size of a semi-truck. They're not large. They generate no nuclear waste. What happens is they run 3 to 5 years, and then you pull that trailer out and put a new one in. Or you could, if you needed more power, you could stack another one beside it, hook them up in series and so on. What it does do for the community is, in a time of think back to when Uri happened, what, 5 years ago now, or 4 years ago now, I guess. The power grid has a limited amount of power. Forted is one of the prime power locations. It will get power for key facilities like hospitals will as well. If they had something like this, then 20 megawatts of that demand could be offset and allowed to go into the communities versus being required for those prime power sites. It's new technology. It is not the technology we've seen in the past that build the large nuclear power plants you've seen in a couple of places in Texas and around the U.S. There's a lot of there's 5, I think, different designs. 8 different companies are competing. The Navy has operated small modular reactors since 1954 when they built the USS Nautilus. And they've operated hundreds of them since then on ships. Never had a failure. So these are not what you think of when you think of some of the larger plants. The project call sheet's up there if anybody wants to pull it up and read about what it's supposed to do. Could be a good thing for the community in that it may bring new technology to the area. Also may bring some new businesses who want to see how this works and what they can do with it. These are also proposed for use with future AI data centers as they are built to reduce demand on the commercial power grid versus having they're pretty high demand. So it's just an update for you. We'll let you know as more of this comes out, but it has a great potential for it. The second I want to bring up to you, and I'll show you a map in just a minute, is the enhanced use lease. The Army asked, DOD asked all installations, and so the Army asked Fort Hood to identify and report potential areas for enhanced use leases. Now, enhanced use leases are sort of unique to government facilities. DOD can do them for short-term or long-term, and essentially what it is, you have to reimburse for the full market value of that in either money or in services you provide to the installations. So it's a direct benefit to the installations. Ford identified 5 areas that they thought would be potential. Well, I may not be able to get the map to work. Let me see if we'll go down to the map. Well, okay, there we go. So you can see these 5 areas up there. You'll see 2 on either side of Highway 9, the 124 acres on the west side, the 207 acres on the east side, the 69 acres out north of Highway 14, or I-14, and some a little further over by Clear Creek. And then you'll see the other 2 places that are on the south side of I-14 that are in red there. We don't know what will happen with these. They just had to identify the areas. DOD will then go back and see if they can, anyone is interested in leasing these. It's a drawn-out process to do it. One potential use would be for AI data centers. At the conference that the city manager and Fred Welch and I were at in end of October in Monterey for the Association of Defense Communities, one proposal is to put data centers on military installations so they are secure. They have a footprint that not as large as those acreages you see up there, but they have a pretty significant footprint, and they have a large requirement in power and water. We don't know if that will come, but it does have the potential if a company wanted to do this, because they're responsible for all development of it. It's not funded by the federal government. But I just want to make you aware of these areas. The potential multimodal site, the 2 sites that it came down to is the 207 acres on the east side of Highway 9 and 124 acres on the west side of Highway 9. So some of it could be just who gets there first to a degree. We don't know how long or how quickly if a data center wanted to come will be before it would even begin to do this. This just happened in the last month, and we haven't heard anything else about it recently. So, but if I do hear more, I will let you know.
Hey, Keith.
Yes.
My first thought is that 124 acres on the west side of Highway 9 is been identified for years for a potential land swap with Fort Hood. How is this going to affect that?
If they had an enhanced use lease, I don't know if they could do the land swap.
Well, they couldn't do it then.
Now, if they got one of the
Are
other
they
sides.
are they gonna take it off the table now?
No,
since
it's
it
still,
is-
it's in the
okay,
congressional, it's in law, so there'll have to be some
Okay,
changes made
Okay.
to go that way. I think if they did something, it'd either be the 69 acres or the 200, they could do the 68 acres too, although that's not as secure a location, but the 207 acre site or the 69 acre site would probably be one. I don't know how much land the data center needs. It's a more vertical construction than it is horizontal. They're building some over in Killeen now. We'll see where they, it'll be an idea to see what they do with those. So that's one reason I don't know if they would go for the 124 acres is because of that requirement. Because then you'd have to amend the National Defense Authorization Act that was done back in 2017, I think, if I remember right, to make that adjustment. Any other questions about that?
that's all.
Okay. The AI data centers, there's a little bit of them here. It's another presidential executive order. They want to protect them because of the potential to be targeted or also to get access to them for other purposes. The RFPs will come out, and requests for proposals will come out for these in the spring of 2026. And then that'll be the best indication if anybody's interested in doing something in this area here or not. And when it says land lease, that would be an enhanced use lease. If it was at Fort Hood, one of those potential areas that we identified. For the FY26 budget, we did get a continuing resolution that funds the government through not quite the end of January, but almost the end of January, on 30 January. There were 3 of the traditional 12 appropriation bills passed as part of that. The Military and Veterans Affairs, Military Construction, Agricultural Bill, and the Legislative Branch Bill, which funds actual government operations. In the Milcom bill, there is money for another motor pool for Fort Hood that Congressman Carter was able to work on. So we do appreciate him doing that. The reason that's important is the motor pools at Fort Hood that house, especially for armored vehicles like the M1 tank or M2 Bradley, were built back in the 50s and 60s for 3 generations of vehicles older, and they don't fit. So you can't pull an M1 tank into the motor pool bay to work on it. You work on it outside in the sun under sunshades traditionally. So these are going to be designed to actually work on this kind of equipment, make it easier for the soldiers to maintain the equipment more efficient. The National Defense Authorization Act, there's a good chance it will be passed before the Christmas break. They're in agreement, both the House and Senate, on the bills. It's in a conference committee now. The biggest issue that's on the work is what's called the right to repair. In the past, DOD has not always had the ability to get proprietary data for the right to repair vehicles. They are now making the case that they want that. And so both bills include right to repair. It's just they do it in different ways, and so that's what they're haggling about now. So hopefully we'll have some movement on the bill in the next week. When it does pass, it does include a 3.8% pay raise for soldiers and all service members. A 3.9% increase in BAH will come out between 2 and 6%, depending on what location you're at that point in time. We have not seen the new rate, so I can't tell you how much Fort Hood's BAH rate would increase. And then a 3.4% increase in the basic allowance for subsistence. Notably, the Army in strength increases by almost 12,000 soldiers in this NDAA, which has gone down the last 2 previous years, and that's a direct result of the improvements in recruiting. So, which is good news, because we've been below authorizations at Fort Hood for almost 3 years now. In fact, on the assigned, if you look at the fast facts, has gone up the last few months, which is good news. And it'll take a little while for most of those soldiers come in the summer because they graduate high school or whatever program they're in, and then enlist to come in sometime after that. One other note I would bring up to you is the I-14 expansion from Coppers Cove to Lomita is currently out for public comment. There's a first of 3 series, started the first one last night, and there's 2 more sessions, one in Lampasas and one in Lomita over the next couple of weeks. There's a website you can go to if you want to see the route. There's not tons of information on there. It just kind of shows proposed routes and allows public comment to be made about the potential impacts from those routes. There's another series of hearings that will go on in the spring and another one I want to say in the fall. This project is still 4 to 5 years out from design, and then probably 10 or more years out from construction starting, at least at this point. There's no funding committed to the actual construction yet. So, but it's good news, at least they're looking at it. And this is run by the Brownwood District, not by the Waco District, which does most of the stuff from kind of the west side of Coppers Cove going back to the east. Now, the Fort Hood Fast Facts there, you'll see the 32,900 soldiers. We have been down into the 31,000 level for a period of time. You can see it starting to climb, which is good news. Deployment numbers did go up as 3rd Brigade is deployed currently over to Europe. Only went up about 600 additional soldiers this month, and then about 1.9% overall. So, subject to any questions you have, that's all I have for you this evening.
Council, any questions? Okay. Thank you, Keith.
Yep. Y'all have a Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Move to item H2.
Consideration and action on resolution number 2025-30, casting votes for candidates to serve on the Corio Central Appraisal District Board of Directors. Ariana Beckman, Director of Budget.
Thank you, Lisa. Good evening, Council, Mayor, City Manager. The Coryell Central Appraisal District has provided 4 nominees for appointment to its Board of Directors for 2026-2029 term. Those nominees are Fred Chavez, Inez Faison, Kevin George, and Councilman Dale Treadway. The City of Copperas Cove has been allocated 420 votes for this election. You can distribute these votes to 1 or up to 4 candidates in any combination, but you cannot exceed 4 individuals. One important factor to remember is that a total of 667 votes is required to ensure a nominee's placement on the Coryell CAD's Board of Directors. As we have done in previous years, we do coordinate with Copperas Cove Independent School District, and we were notified that they have casted 424 votes, which is the allocated votes for the school district, for Inez Faison. So following this allocation, Ms. Faison is currently 211 votes short of the threshold that is needed for her placement on the board. If the City Council chooses to support her appointment, you can apply 209 votes, and that will secure her position, and that will leave the remaining votes for allocation to other nominees. The city is required to formalize its ballot by resolution and submit it to the Coryell CAD by December 15, 2025. So staff's recommendation is that council cast their votes and approve attached resolution electing candidates to serve on the Coryell CAD board.
Okay, question, if don't cast enough votes for Ms. Faison, then the possibility exists that no representative from Cove would be on the appraisal district.
So what was your question again?
Is that, am I saying that right? Possibility exists that we wouldn't have anybody?
Yes.
Okay, Jack?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
There's only 4 people on the ballot, and 3 of them are from Copperas Cove. And I think they also, this Central Texas College cast votes, 50% for Dale Treadway and 50% for Inez Faison, I've been told. I don't know how many votes those are, though.
That,
That's good.
may I? That is correct. I did listen to their meeting. They were allocated 64 votes total. So 32 were allocated for Ms. Inez Faison, and the remaining 32 for Fred Chavez.
Fred Chavez?
Fred Chavez or Dale Treadway?
Fred Chavez. At the last minute, they changed their voting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So with those 2 entities combined, Ms. Faison needs 209 votes to be placed on their board.
Mayor.
yes.
Mrs. Beckman, can you also share what Coryell County and Gatesville ISD, how they cast their votes as well?
Yes.
Because I think that'll really help council make a quick decision.
Yes. So Coryell County did 584 votes for Kevin George. And then Gatesville ISD added another 291 votes for Mr. George. And then Ms. Faison, she got the 424 votes from CCISD, 32 votes from CTC. And then Mr. Chavez got the 32 votes from CTC. And that's all of the entities, I believe.
Yeah, so Mayor and Council, I mean, Kevin George is going to be on as a Board of Director. And even if you cast all of your votes, just in theory, to Fred Chavez, because he's kind of the underdog at this point, Inez Faison will still be the other Board of Director. And so I think your action is pretty easy because you're the last organization to cast votes at this point.
So Inez has 456. Is Kevin, is he Copperas Cove?
Gatesville.
That's Gatesville. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. All right. So council, there's 456 votes cast for Inez Faison. And 667 is the magic number to elect somebody. 4, 5, 6.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
that's just to guarantee that they're elected, but they could be elected with 424 votes also, if that's the most votes.
So it's the top 3 vote getters?
Yes.
Mayor, no, it's only 2 positions.
Two
Only 2
positions.
positions will be elected in this voting process.
Only 2, not 3.
Only 2 positions
Okay.
are available.
So, and Mr. George already one of them.
Yes.
Okay. All right, council, if I'm understanding correctly, it takes 211 votes to ensure Ms. Faison is on the appraisal district that represents Cypress Cove. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion that we allocate 211 of our votes to Inez Faison and the remainder to Fred Chavez.
Okay.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Smith, seconded by who? Dale? Okay. Any other comments, questions? So how many votes is that for Fred?
So,
Less than what is needed. Less than what is needed to be guaranteed.
249.
209. All right. Any other questions? All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item H3.
Consideration and action on resolution of 5-31, Calabasas Central Appraisal District Board of Directors, Ariana Beckman, Director of Budget.
Thank you, Lisa. Again, the Lampasas Central Appraisal District has provided 5 nominees for appointment to its Board of Directors. Their term, it's a 2-year term though, 2026 through 27. Those nominees include David Barkley, Marshall Brewer, Steve Cook, Philip Garrett, and Chris Harrison. The City of Cove has been allocated a total of 162 votes for this election. You can distribute these votes to 1 or up to 5 candidates. We are required to formalize the ballot by resolution and submit it to the Lampasas CAD by December 16, 2025. Staff's recommendation is that council cast their votes and approve a task resolution electing candidates to serve on the Lampasas CAD board.
Okay,
Mr. Mayor, I have a question.
okay.
Are any of these individuals from Coppers Cove? Does anybody know?
I don't believe so.
No, I don't think so either. So there would not be a representative from Cove on the Lampasas board. So, do we have, has anybody else been voted on? Do you know?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, what was your question, Mayor?
Has any other entities already voted?
I don't know.
Okay. So it's basically a scatter shot. You can take your 162 and divide them up, or 1 or 2 people. Personally, I do not know any of them, so I couldn't tell you one way or the other.
Mr. Mayor, I'm fine with dividing them evenly among all the candidates,
Okay.
which I know it won't come out exactly even, but Ryan can do the math.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
And the odd vote go to, doesn't matter, David Barclay, he's first one on there.
Sounds fine.
Okay. Was that a motion? I believe it was.
I believe it was.
Okay,
And I second it.
okay. Motion made and second by John. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
Motion carries. Thank you, Ariana. Move to item H4.
Consideration and action on authorizing the city manager to enter into a development and annexation agreement between the City of Coppers Cove and WBW Single Development Group LLC, Series 144, and WBW Investment Solutions LLC, Series 011, collectively the developer, for property known as Carroll County Property IDs 156593, 154944, and 104649, consisting of 310.07 acres located along Lutheran Church Road and west of Summers Road in the city's extraterritorial jurisdiction. Bobby Lewis, Development Services Director.
Mayor and council, since the city council meeting held on November 18, 2025, developers have agreed to remove the provision for city reimbursement of the CCN transfer costs and agree to all other previous negotiated requirements of the agreement. City staff has accepted all language changes to the draft development agreement and compiled all exhibits within the attached agreement representing the final development agreement for this 300-plus acre master plan development. With that, city staff recommends the city council authorize the city manager to execute the development and annexation agreement between the City of Coppers Cove and WBW Single Development Group LLC Series 144 and WBW Investment Solutions LLC Series 011.
Okay, council questions for Mr. Lewis?
And Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
I just want to thank city manager, city staff, and WBW getting back so quick and working out the concerns and issues that we had with this.
Okay. Anybody else? All right, action be taken on this item.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we approve action item H4.
I'll second that.
Motion made by Mr. Hogg, seconded by Ms. Hogan. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
All right, we move to reports from staff, outside entities, advisory committees and boards. We have the city manager's report from Ryan.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. So I'm going to go through my report. I'll go quickly again, like I normally do. Interrupt me if you have any questions, concerns about any of the topics that I cover. Starting with capital projects, animal control facility. That facility continues to move forward at this point. And I'm a little cautious about saying this, but it is supposed to be complete this month. Now, we're in December. So be complete in December and move in January. Next, we have the senior center facility. That senior center facility is moving well. We are still hopeful that we can complete all components within the building by next week with a certificate of occupancy inspection shortly after that. Grand opening will be scheduled for this facility as well as the senior center facility, animal control facility when those are done. City park improvements, those are pretty much completed. A lot of the landscaping and irrigation around City Park Pool pond has been completed. It looks really nice if you haven't been out there. But go out there this weekend or next Tuesday when we'll have our Christmas in Cove Park celebration and event. Municipal court renovation. Unfortunately, that renovation is not moving as well as we continue to hope for. There's a number of items that we have ordered that have not been received, that are on back order, particularly flooring and other fixtures and components. Fire station number 3 expansion is moving on as scheduled, and so we expect that facility to be complete this month as well, with opening next month. City events, activities, department operations. So we've talked about some of the Parks and Recreation events and activities that are occurring. There's 2 I want to point out in particular. Police Department is doing Christmas in Cove again, so if you see anything that would support that, by all means, council, I'd appreciate that you supported that as well. That has become a pretty large event that has been a great benefit to our community. The other department operation that's come to my attention is the bylaws that are that City Council specifically approved for Keep Copperas Cove Beautiful. Back in, I believe it was May, City Council considered approval of revised bylaws for Keep Copperas Cove Beautiful, which included a new section, which is social media policy. And in that section, it does state that commissioners should remember that their online presence is an extension of KCCB and should reflect the organization's commitment to community engagement and positive impact. There's been a recent concern about that policy, and some public comments on social media have been made about the city asking for a commissioner to resign or to change a post that commissioner made. Just want you to be fully aware that any discussion that did occur was not about removing a post. Initially, it was eventually made as an offer of trying to help remediate a situation. We simply ask that an individual that represents themselves as a KCCB commissioner understand that the bylaws that you as a council approved state that they should be representing themselves for the benefit of KCCB as well. So wanted to bring that little section to your attention. I think overall, the KCCB commissioners do an amazing job, and they'll continue to do an amazing job. Social media is one of those areas that has a lot of free expression, and we fully do encourage that. But as a representative of an organization, we bear that responsibility also for the bylaws specifically that council has approved, and we need to follow those. So. Next, we do have emergency notifications and preparations. Unfortunately, we had to send out a message to our community about Code Red or OnSolve, which is the emergency notification system that we utilize as part of Central Texas Council of Governments. We are in partner with them, and there was a concern that came out regionally that there may have been some type of cybersecurity incident with Code Red and OnSolve, and we just encourage those who are registered with Code Red and OnSolve that they go in and change their password at a very minimum. It does not appear that there have been any issues or concerns in our region specifically, so this is more of a nationwide type of issue. City Council Strategic Planning Retreat. Mayor and Council, I just want to say thank you for the engagement that we had during that retreat. I will be bringing back the direction that council provided during that retreat to slightly revise our vision and our mission statement, and to bring back the strategic goals and objectives discussed during that retreat. And so you'll have an opportunity to review those, provide additional clarification or revisions on those goals and objectives, and then an opportunity to adopt it so that we can begin focusing on those goals and objectives in the next few years. Grant status, not a whole lot to report. The fact that the federal government was shut down for some time, we are dealing with kind of a backlog of reporting requirements. We've continued to do our reporting as required by the grants, but now those representatives for those granting agencies are back to work, and they're reviewing them, and a number of them have asked us to make revisions to some of those things. So we're trying to catch back up with the reporting cycle, and we'll hopefully continue that process. Beyond that, Mayor, that concludes my report, and I'll take any questions or concerns from the council.
Council, any questions for Ryan? Okay, thank you, Ryan. We move to item J, items for future agendas.
Nothing from me, Mr. Mayor.
Nothing for me, sir.
Nothing, Mr. Mayor.
I have nothing, sir. Nothing, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, I don't have anything for a future agenda, but I do have something that I would like to announce for future that I forgot to mention during the announcements, if I may.
Sure.
Thank you. Parks and Recreation will be having their Breakfast with Santa at the Civic Center December 13th, 8 to 10:30 a.m. Adaptive Cookies with Santa at the Civic Center December 13th, 6 to 8 p.m. And don't forget about the magical mailbox that's located at the Civic Center for letters to Santa going all the way till December 12th. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
All right. Jack?
No items for future agenda.
All right. There is no executive session for tonight, so the time is 6:57. We stand adjourned.